Now let's continue to talk with the Gary Russen Program. Now let's continue to talk with the Gary Russen Program. Yeah, a little slow getting back, but we got there. The Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online Tuesday afternoon. And glad to be with us today here at the Gary Russen Program. We'll wrap up our show today, and one more segment coming up, and then we're going to be putting the end to this show for today. But right now, though, it's time for an overdue Gary J's sports page right now. Yeah. And the biggest news going on right now in the sports page, of course, you've been hearing about that whole deal with that Rice character. You hear about that one? One of the football players who was suspended from the NFL after he had beat his wife. One of his sponsors is Nike. And according to this story now, they're saying that the Ravens are going to cut him now, first off, on this domestic violence video. In the NFL's Ravens cut Ray Rice after new domestic violence videos showed up. Now the Ravens are going to cut running back Ray Rice after the release of him. The decision was made to end his relationship with Rice via the EA Sports. So Nike's has confirmed it, and they are going to take his image out of the Madden 15 video games as well. And two other companies, Body More Sports Drink and Vertimax Sports Training Equipment, all dissociating themselves with him. Rice has made an estimated $1.6 million a year with endorsements, according to Forbes magazine. So, the idiot learns his lesson now to not strike his wife, nor he will lose all opportunity. And he had it coming. I got to tell you, he had it coming. That figures that you have another loser in the works. TMZ Sports realized the grainy video showing Rice and Jeannie Palmer in an elevator in an Atlantic City, New Jersey casino, and each hits each other before Rice knocks Palmer off her feet and into the railing. Months ago, TMZ video showed Rice dragging Palmer, now his wife, from the elevator to the Revel casino. Wow. Well, like I said before, they don't go the first time. They lose their association with this. So that's going to happen. And apparently, I guess, you pay the consequences. You know what I'm saying? This low-life loser pays his consequences. He's probably one of these narcissists, another one of those. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Hawks are sticking with the general manager they got, Danny Ferry, though. The team's new major owner wants him fired. The CEO, Steve Conlon, on Tuesday told the Hawks flagship radio station that he made the decision to discipline Ferry, but allowed him to keep his job managing the team. He did not say what the punishment was going to be, but noted that he relied on the law firm's 3-month investigation of Ferry in the description. Ferry made inflammatory remarks about being in a conference called the Hawks Ownership Group in June, and the team pursuing Ding is a free agent. The letter from the co-worker, Michael Giron Jr., recommends that Barry resign or be fired. Now, he said something derogatory against blacks. It was a racist remark he made. And I don't know if they have it here, whether or not what that racist remark was, but again, these guys, they make the big money in the sports, and then they do stupid things like this. Gotta tell you, this is something else, folks. Gotta tell you, this is just that's something else. Anyway, and let's see what we got here. Another news agreement with the Bills for Pegloas. The Buffalo Bills owner Ralph Wilson reached a definitive agreement to sell the franchise of the Buffalo Sabres owner Terry Kim Pegula. The agreement was made Tuesday afternoon after 4-paragraph news release issued dealing with the deal was reached the day after that, and the three groups submitted former bids. The sale is subject to being approved by a 3/4 majority of NFL's 31 owners, which is expected to come in the league meeting on October 8th. The sale price has not been revealed, and the bill said that Pegloas will be the sole owners. Now, Wilson's widow, Mary Wilson, credited Pegloas for their commitment in keeping the franchise in the Western New York and carrying her husband's legacy. The Buffalo Bills owner just recently died, and that was, they kind of kept that going. So that's real good there. So let's take a look at some sports scores real quickly, like here in the NFL yesterday. Clue me in on this. Do they play 2 games on Monday night now? I just noticed that. I don't know if anybody else has, but for some apparent reason, I guess they do. They play 2. Is that right? San Diego let's see. This is yesterday now, September 8th, yesterday. San Diego lost to Arizona. Arizona beating them 18-17. And there was another game. It was Detroit beating the New York Giants 35-14. Is there 2 Monday night games now as opposed to 1? So there's one on ESPN. But do they play 2 Monday night games now? I didn't know that. I thought there was only 1. That was it. But then Thursday night, the Steelers play, I believe, Thursday night. And so let's see some of the other games in the NFL from Sunday. I'm sure you all know them already. Some of them. Let's see, we have here Green Bay, 35-16 beat Green Bay. Seattle beat Green Bay. Chicago, that was a pitiful game in overtime. What's wrong with the Bears? What is wrong with them guys? 23-20 Buffalo beat the Bears. 17-6 Houston against Washington. They beat Washington out. 23-16 Cincinnati over Baltimore. Tennessee beating Kansas. That was Kansas City, 26-10. And let's see. I think that's going to be it. Pittsburgh did win that game. Yeah, my sister Darcy was upset online saying they lost, but they won that game, 30-27, beating Cleveland. And that is a look at Gary J Sports page on GJRB. And meantime, you know this theme, right? Yeah. We're going to be bringing that back real soon. As a matter of fact, that's another thing I want to talk about. Coming up within about another week or so here is going to be way out there. Strange UFO stories and unusual stuff like that. We're going to bring it to you way out there coming up here on GJRB Online. But meanwhile, here's some unusual stories we're going to dig up for you here. Now, this is going to be good. Check this out. This is this comes out of Florida. This comes out of Florida. This is a weird story. Seriously now, this is out. This comes out of Florida. An oversized alien-like shrimp caught out of Florida. Now, this is not an everyday occurrence. Steve Bergeron, who's fishing off the dock at Fort Pierce last week, had a couple of fishing buddies fishing nearby, pulled out what looked like an alien creature. The couple wasn't interested in keeping the strange lobster-like animal, which was flopping its tail wildly. He told Live Science the curious fisherman took a few photos of this thing and threw the critter back in the water. But Bergeron's close encounter with this strange-looking specimen wasn't really that strange after all, according to Roy Caldwell, a professor of interactive biology at the University of California, Berkeley. Caldwell said he saw the photos online and instantly recognized the creature as a mantis shrimp. Now, this is a, I don't know how you pronounce that, stomatopod. It's a marine crustacean commonly found in the waters off Florida. But they kind of looks like some kind of an alien creature or something, but weird looking thing. I was looking at the picture of that. That's unusual. That is weird. And well, you know, a lot of people are still going to believe in the old Sasquatch thing. This story coming, their local devotees are still people who are following, believe that Bigfoot does exist. They believe this stuff, okay? The Bigfoot believer out of Washington State and the epicenter for the creature. Not even the summer's scientific results sparked any headlines. It turned out in the region that a major contributor to the samples, a study done at the University of Oxford, is thought to come from an elusive being. Washingtonians sent half of the 20-some samples from the U.S., where there were a total of 57 of them worldwide, with alleged yetis, and other 30 were found good enough to test. Now, after 2 years at work, not come the result, July published the prestigious proceedings of the Royal Society. The hairs from raccoons, horses, bears, cows, wolves, but not some unknown mammal. But try shaking the belief of Bigfoot believers. They're solid. Their stories are have seen some, heard one, and one superficially moved things around their campsite while they slept. And I don't know. I kind of like, it's always been a story for a long time. I mean, Sasquatch, like anything else, has always been a story like the Loch Ness Monster, or anything like that. And it just, I guess it gets old after a while, you know what I mean? It just does. And explain this. This is in San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge. 2 deer were found on the Golden Gate Bridge, folks. This happened Friday around 5:30 p.m. Pacific. A pair held up rush hour traffic for about 30 minutes as they made their way to safety. Fortunately for no one on the bridge, only a couple of witnesses had cameras on hand to document that occasion. You know, looking at the video of that, yeah. In California's Golden Gate Bridge, well, you know, they say that the deers are coming into populated areas because, you know, really, when you look at it, there really isn't much left of forest land. There's not much left of places where they can go.